Welcome everyone, welcome back to the channel. Leicester take on Man City tomorrow on Saturday at 5:30 kickoff. We will be live doing the watch along show here. Bang on at 5:15. We'll be live for that. Big game. I think Leicester can really show what they're made about and hopefully take a top 4 position by beating Man City. We've already beaten number 4, 5-2 at the Etihad this season. I had a good chat last night as well on Man City Fan TV. Go and check Man City Fan TV out. We had a very good chat last night about the fixture coming up. But Brendan Rodgers had a press conference yesterday. Unfortunately, I just didn't quite have enough time to dive into it. So we're just going to recap what went down with Brendan Rodgers during that press conference and just recap on some of the news that has come out of that presser. So obviously we know that Rodgers and Pep are going to go at it against each other for the top 4 positions. Man City, even if they don't beat Leicester City, I can imagine they're going to win the title, give or take. It's pretty much on the cards for them. They are absolutely flying, and I don't think they've got any injuries at all. Leicester, on the other hand, we have got a few bits and bobs of our own to worry about. However, one bit of good news is he's back. JM10 matters. James Maddison, the Mad Hatter, is back. He is back. He's not 100% though. He isn't 100%. He is back in training. He is available as well Saturday. It looks great according to Brendan Rodgers during the presser. He was saying that in his training it looks absolutely fantastic. But he's still feeling a little sore. So only time will tell. Tomorrow we'll see the lineup. Speaking of the lineup, we're going to do the prediction show. We're going to do that in a little bit, in about 10 minutes. I've already popped up the link to the prediction show. You can join me and try and correctly guess the lineup in the next show, which will be in 10 minutes time. So hop over, click on that link, and actually you'll see you there in a second. But yeah, it's great news, absolutely fantastic news for Leicester regarding James Maddison. And more importantly, though, Brendan Rodgers was asked about Harvey Barnes. Now, Harvey Barnes, as we know, he's been in a little bit of surgery. He's had some surgery. It's been about 3, maybe 4 weeks now since his operation. He's still got a way to go, lads, unfortunately. And Brendan doesn't like to rush these things. You got to remember that. He's going to get brought on probably 70th, 80th minute for 10, 20 minutes. Then the following game after that, he'll probably get brought on in half an hour, and then maybe 40 minutes, and then the full game sort of thing. Who knows? So Brendan, he could just pick him straight away as soon as he's fit, but I don't think that's going to happen because Brendan doesn't like to push things. But he is making good progress according to reports, and hopefully he will play a part nearer to the end of that mad 3 games at the end of the season, which is Spurs, Chelsea, Man United, not in that order. But those 3 games are massive at the end of the season. So hopefully we get to see more of Harvey Barnes coming up near to the end of the season. A little bit more on James Justin as well. His leg is now out of its brace. So that's good signs in reports of James Justin's injury. Obviously, if you didn't know and you have been under a rock, Mr. James Justin tore his ACL and is going to be out for around, well, like Ricardo, around 8 months or so. So we're looking at around November time before we see any time of return date for James Justin. But it's good to see that his leg is out of the brace, and that is progression. That's what we want to see. Kenga's under, however, he will not be available. He will not be part of the squad due to still that same injury that he suffered beforehand. So he will not be a part of the team against Man City on Saturday, says Brendan Rodgers at the press conference. Speaking of Brendan Rodgers, he had this to say about the Man City game coming up. There's a pattern to games against Man City. They really dominate the ball, which they do. They're outstanding in their position right now. They do limit you on the ball, usually around 26 to 36% in their favour. We will have to we'll have to really, really amp our game up. You have to exploit spaces against Man City. We did that in the first game. You have to be able to defend as well, really well, and we did just that. To be honest with you, I don't know how we got 5 goals against Man City on that fixture. I have no idea. They are an incredible team. They are probably one of the best managers in the world of football, and all of that together makes them an outstanding team. It's different type of game to what we usually play as well, but we can still play at a high level and be effective when needed. Of course we can. And who better than Jamie Vardy and Kike Nacho? That's the thing. They are absolutely on fire at the moment. Jamie Vardy, okay, not scoring goals, but his assists and what he does, his work rate off of the ball is still incredible. And that can open some space up for some balls coming in. Those two working as a pair, has been great. And Brendan Rodgers had this to say: it just depends on the plan that you're looking out, to put into place. We look at where we can gain advantages. If you're going to play them and think that this is the best way of scoring goals, then you have to find a way to get them in the team. Jamie hasn't scored in a few games now, but his movement, which I've just said, and his assists have been first class. He has given Kel some space as well. They've been outstanding together. Hopefully they can play a part this weekend together. I hope he does pick them as a pair. I'm pretty sure he will. Yeah. So what do you guys think so far? I think Leicester will definitely play well against Man City. I do feel that Brendan is going to play Kike Nacho because it's his former side as well. Speaking of Kike Nacho, by the way, there's a £50 million buyback clause in the contract for Kike Nacho. That's double of what we paid. We paid £25 million for Kike Nacho from Man City. I think it was 2017 we bought him. And Man City have put a buyback clause in that contract, which is 50 million, which is double bubble. If they do want to go on and buy him back, it will be double bubble. Another player that we need to talk about is Ricardo Pereira. He will be available, boys and girls. That is some breaking news yesterday as well, a bit later on in the day. Him and James Maddison have been on a similar program, and he's trained and ready to go for the weekend. So he is available. Mr. Ricky P down the wing is what you want to see, to be honest with you, against a Man City side, because they've got some quality down those sides, and we really do need the best that we can get. And he is up there as one of the best that we can get, Ricardo Pereira, for sure. Now, this is a little bit of interesting news that's come through as well. Sven Goran Eriksson, former Leicester manager, has hailed the Foxes so far and did predict, to be fair, that the Leicester side will be a big side. When he was in charge, he only seen the progression of the Foxes, and he had this to say. Actually, he's predicted that the Foxes will be playing Champions League football under Brendan Rodgers next season. We sit obviously third at the moment in the Premier League, and there's 9 games to go. 7 points clear of 5th place West Ham right now as well. It's a similar position to this time last year. But okay, we did fail. We did fail last season, but I was completely different. It was completely different to where we're at right now, I think. We have got Man City, we have got Chelsea, we have got Man United, we have still got Spurs to play, which are some big games. But we've beat all of those sides this season. We have beat all of the big sides this season. Regardless of who it is, we have beat them. So we are in a position where we should be able to get top 4. And this is what Sven had to say on TalkSport. Yes, of course, Leicester are doing great. They're having a great campaign. When asked about Brendan Rodgers' job as well, he said that that's been going really well for him, and Leicester as a whole has been a great season. Some years ago, they won the league. They will not win the league this year, but I think they will reach the Champions League, and that's a great achievement for a club like Leicester, who are still progressing. When a team is doing well like Leicester at this moment, of course, it's a combination of manager as well as the players itself. It's very, very, very important to keep that momentum going. Brendan Rodgers creates good atmosphere. He takes out the best he can in every player, and they're playing great football. Sometimes they keep the ball, but they are also very direct sometimes. Jamie Vardy, have in counter-attacks as well, which is great. So it's a good teamwork, and course of the manager is doing great as well. City will be hoping to repeat the reverse fixture when they host Man City, blah, 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 blah. So there you go. Sven Goran Eriksson bigging up the Leicester boys as well. So the former manager of the Foxes there, bigging up the Leicester boys. Before we shoot into the next show, I'd just like to mention as well that if you didn't know earlier on today, Kike Nacho has been appreciated with the award of Premier League Player of the Month of March. After he's scoring some amazing goals, by the way. I think he's got 7 in March. He bagged a hat-trick, obviously, against Sheffield United at the King Power, as we know. So he's well-deserved for Kike Nacho. He is a confidence player, and this shall surely boost his confidence going into the fixture against Man City at the weekend. So a big, massive recognition and a massive award for Kike Nacho, who had this to say: "I'm so pleased and honoured to win this award. It's great to be recognised, but I couldn't have done it without the support of my teammates and my manager." Also, don't forget his press conference post-match on Mother's Day, blessing all mothers in the world, especially looking up and knowing that his mum's up there in the sky. Big touch of emotion there from the main man, Kels, and well earned from Kike Nacho. Right, lads, I shall see you in about 3 or 4 minutes. I'm going to hop over to the next link, so please click it. It is pinned in the chat, and we will try and put this team together. I'm hoping that Winksy joins me as well. So I shall see you in a mo. Smash a like on the video if you just joined us as well. Please hit the subscribe button if you're new to the channel, and make sure you join in on the watch-along show, which is on Saturday at 5:15. Kickoff is at 5:30 against Man City at the King Power Stadium. I shall see you all in a mo. Peace. See you later, boys.